my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you're new here, I do all kinds of lifestyle videos. It is 9:30 and I'm gonna do a full day in my life today instead of a week in my life, just to see how we like it. I've just noticed with my week in my life, so I feel like I have to cut out so much so they're not like an hour and a half long. It is 9:27. Like I said, at 9:30, I am in Wake Forest, my favorite little cute community, and I'm gonna go work in the coffee shop for a little while just to get out of the house today. Even though I do have a doctor appointment today, I have to get a second glucose test, even though I passed the first one because I'm overweight. I have to go do that. Couldn't get in until 2:30. So we'll be doing that later. So I want to try to get as much work done as I can this morning. I dropped off some more thank you cards from a few more baby gifts we've gotten, but let's go. Okay, so I was able to write / edit, sorry, very bumpy, a couple of affiliate emails for my client. I started some research for a blog. That's actually when I decided to leave because I don't know if their internet just like isn't super fast when it's busy, which would make sense, but it just wasn't pulling up pages that I needed it to. So I do a lot of research. I do a lot of blogs about like influencers, like social media influencers. So I need to be able to get on like TikTok. And I usually, when I'm doing the blogs, I use TikTok desktop, which is not intuitive, but that way I can get like the links and stuff. It's just much easier to do versus on my phone. That stuff just like wasn't pulling up and it was taking way longer than it needed to. So that's kind of when I stopped. But I also did some admin work. If you are new here, I'm basically like a marketing consultant of sorts. I have like over 10 years of experience in marketing, social media management. I have some experience in influencer management, marketing communications in general, because that's what I went to school for. That's what I worked in for 9 or 10 years before I went freelance. Just with like pregnancy and stuff kind of coming to third trimester, I'm much more tired. If you are new here, I had a really rough first trimester, so I didn't work very much at all. So very grateful that my husband has a good job because I won't be getting maternity leave, all the things that, you know, the perks of working for yourself are great, but then there aren't perks, like I don't get days off, I don't get paid maternity leave, any of that kind of stuff. That's why we're saving a bunch of money. So when I get home, I think what I'm gonna do is edit the vlog that needs to go live on Wednesday of this week for my channel, obviously. I don't know, I might edit a transcript. I don't know if I'm gonna have time because we're gonna leave around 2. My vlogs have been taking me a lot longer to edit because there's been a lot of content that I need to go through. Oh, I would like to finish the research for the blog that I was trying to do, but I couldn't get TikTok to fully load at there. So that's where I'm at. I'm feeling pretty good today, which is great. I feel like I have energy again, which is great. I'm not looking forward to this doctor appointment later today. I am looking forward to actually meeting an OB because I still haven't met any OBs. I've only met nurse practitioners who are great. Normally I love meeting with nurse practitioners. In fact, I probably would prefer to meet with a nurse practitioner than a doctor. But when it comes to like OBGYN health, that's not helpful because they're not going to be the ones delivering the baby. They're not going to be the ones there. I'm 30 weeks this week, which is a whole other conversation. I feel like something about hitting 30 weeks is like, I don't know, shit's getting real because it's getting close, you know? I'm going to turn this off so I stop blabbering to you about random stuff and continue listening to my Crime Junkie podcast because I love it.
Hello.
Hey, babe. What's up?
How are you?
Good. I actually feel like I'm being productive this morning, which is nice. I mean, specifically because we have sprint review at noon in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we've got your appointment this afternoon, so I'll do a little bit of work after we get home, obviously, but it's not going to be like a ton, so anything I can get done this morning is good.
Why are they so panty?
We were just outside for like 10 minutes.
Oh. I was wondering, when I came in, they both were like dying.
Yeah.
You good boy.
I got some sun and my feet on the ground, and yeah, he was running, he was rolling.
Having a great
Typicals.
time. Typical bubs.
Okay, taking a break from editing. It's 12:44. I got these two crazy nuts because I just made myself some lunch. Now, I know some people say not to eat high mercury fish while you're pregnant, but this is probably my second can of tuna my entire pregnancy, and I think I'll be okay. I made like a little tuna salad. I'll show you guys what's in it, but this is a full can of tuna, so we'll see. I don't know if I'll eat the whole thing. I'm trying to eat something higher protein with some fat in it because I'll switch it around for a second. I have my glucose test, my second one, even though I passed the first one. Basically, they just tell you to eat like a balanced diet ahead of time. Don't like overeat a bunch of like carbs and stuff, but you also don't want to like completely change your diet because like as much as I don't want gestational diabetes, if I have it, I want to know so that I can manage it, right? So you never really want to like try to beat the system, and you really can't anyway. But my doctor did say like don't eat like a dozen donuts before you come in. So because I had kind of a sugary coffee, not even thinking about it when I was at the coffee place this morning, I had a good breakfast. I don't even know if I showed you. I had like potatoes and egg and some turkey bacon. So it was pretty balanced, but I want this to kind of hold me for a while since that test isn't till like 2:30. So let me show you what's in here. I have this tuna, pepper, pink salt, some vegan mayo. I would say I put like a tablespoon-ish in there, some celery salt, some spicy brown mustard, although it did like just go bad, so I'm gonna throw the rest of that out, unfortunately. And then some sweet pickle relish. I also put like a regular dill pickle in here because I forgot I had the relish, but I really like pickles, so that's that. And then I have these almond flour crackers, so they're gluten-free, but they're also higher fat because they're almond. And then just like a tiny bit of cucumber to eat it with. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys heard when Ben was talking earlier, but he has something called sprint review today. So it's like a longer meeting, and it's gonna go, we have to leave at 2 at the latest, and this will probably go till 1:30. I don't even know if I don't think I told you in last week's vlog because I'm currently editing it and I don't remember talking about this. Okay, so technically Ben and I did have this COVID. I never got tested because we both didn't think I had it, and we were on our drive home. So thankfully I wore like a K95 mask when I went into like pee a couple of places, but we stayed at Airbnbs, so we didn't have any contact with anyone else, thankfully, because I didn't find out until it's too late. And then I didn't feel well that whole weekend, so we didn't go anywhere. My body like plummeted, and I thought that it was because of how stressed I was about Finn. Ben got sick on Sunday. He actually had a fever, whereas I never got a fever, which is why we thought that it was just a cold. But at that point, I was having a lot of breathing issues. Like I just couldn't, my breaths weren't doing anything, and I was just congested, but I felt okay. But he didn't feel well, so he went and got a COVID test. We didn't get it back until Tuesday evening, and it was positive. We're assuming that I had it as well since I was sick the week prior to him. I was supposed to have a doctor appointment the following Monday, but because I had been exposed, they're really careful with pregnant women, so they didn't want me to come in for my appointment, so they moved my appointment back to today, which I wanted them just to cancel it completely because I started my 2-week appointments now, so I have another one next week. But because I'm overweight and because I started my first or my third trimester, they really want to get this glucose test done. So that's why I have to go in today. But we have to go to a location that's like 20 to 25 minutes from here versus the one that we normally go to is like 10 to 15 minutes away. So that's why we just have to like be on the ball. I do not like being late for things. Anyway, I'm gonna eat. Hello, it is now 3:05. We're actually sitting in the parking lot of the doctor's office. Saw my first OB today. She was great. She was nice, right?
Yeah,
it was it was a very chill appointment because they're not really doing anything invasive at this point. She did the belly measurement, which was the first time I've had that.
Heartbeat.
Which was like, it was 127, which was lower than it was last time, but she said that it's normal between like 110 and 160, and it'll vary depending on like if the baby's asleep, where it is. It was a little weird at first when she said 127. I was like,
just because
it's always been like
lower
140.
Than it's,
yeah, or like 145. She wasn't worried about it. We confirmed with her that I am not high risk. Well, I had to do the glucose test, which is why we're sitting here, because I have to go get my blood drawn in 20 minutes still. Yeah, I didn't really have any questions for her besides the high risk thing.
Yeah.
So that was good because I knew that I wasn't high risk. So I was just like, why does it say I'm high risk in my chart?
So weird to me that you can like casually throw around high risk, but right. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Big new, but the big piece of that is that she's not actually high risk. So
yeah, it looks like I have gained a little bit of weight, which isn't a bad thing because I haven't really gained any weight this whole pregnancy.
Yeah.
So nobody's worried about it except for me because I don't like seeing the scale go up, but nobody else is worried about it, so we're good there. So basically now it's just seeing what the glucose test says.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm like, the last time when I had to take it in early second trimester, right? It was like 20 weeks. I was close to the cutoff. I'm not sure like if it has evened out by now or if it will be over at this time, but kind of like what Ben and I have talked about is just like, if I have it, then it's good to know and we can like take precautions for it. I think there's like this shame with that it's like, especially for people who are overweight, I think there's just like this assumption that if you're overweight, you're going to get gestational diabetes, but that's actually...
with your hair a lot.
Yeah, it's actually not true because it's about the placenta. It's just that if you're overweight, it can put you at a higher risk of it, but being overweight does not cause it.
But fortunately, it's a beautiful day. So we're sitting here in the car with windows open. Jesse, would you like to share with everybody why we're sitting in the car and not outside at the picnic table?
Hey, I didn't panic.
You didn't? I know.
All of a sudden, Ben like starts looking at me weird, and I knew in that moment that there was a bee on me. I could just tell. And he was like, why don't you move over this way? It was just like a little honeybee. I never saw it, which is probably why I didn't panic. If I would have seen it, I hate bees. So
yeah, it was just a little guy.
Yeah, but
she hates bees, and it was actually on her at one point, which I was like, almost said out loud, and then I was like, no, don't say that. That's not a good thing.
No.
It's because she thinks, the bee thinks she's a flower because she's wearing this fluorescent pink. Sure, I'm like, dude,
that's not my job.
If you don't like
not
bees,
wear bee attracting stuff.
If you don't like bees,
it's
don't look
October.
like.
It was 50 degrees this morning. They should be asleep,
No,
hibernating.
Dude, these things, I think they're gathering their last like pollen of the season or something like that, because they are going crazy on that tree outside. Because I like sit there at my desk and I have the window open.
Oh, when we were in the elevator going up, somebody told me I was having a boy. So just saying. With this lady was just like with her husband, and she was like, she said hi to us, and then she was like, is it a boy? And I was like, I don't know. She was like, it is. Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, Okay. I think there's only like 1 or 2 people that have told me that it's boy. Everybody thinks it's a girl.
Maybe this isn't true in her case, but I feel like, and this was kind of confirmed because of something the doctor told us, but I have a feeling that people go around and they just like say that to everybody. Like, it's a boy, it's a boy,
Right.
it's a boy, it's a boy.
Right.
Because then
They'll be right.
you know, they're going to be right at least
something.
50% of the time, right? Or around 50% of the time.
Possibly, yeah.
But the doctor specifically was like, because we told her, and she was like, yeah, when I was pregnant with my first daughter, girl, she's like, somebody told me that it was a boy. And she was like, actually, we know that it's a girl. And apparently the person she was with was like, she's never been wrong. So like, you're challenging the fact that it's like a girl.
Right. But it was a girl.
But I could like totally see people just walking around doing that. And I mean, it's kind of fun.
Usually by the way that you carry. And
yeah, but you're wearing a sweatshirt.
Right. Well, and I feel like that's the thing too, is that like I've had so many people tell me that I'm carrying high, and then I'll have people be like, oh, you're carrying low. And I'm like, how do you know? You don't know where my ribs start. High would be...
You're carrying low for sure.
I think I'm carrying pretty low.
Yeah.
It's not like as low as it was, because for a while I couldn't like walk up the stairs. It was so fucking low. I feel like I'm carrying low.
Yeah.
So that's what we're up to right now.
15 minutos.
Yeah, that we don't hit much traffic. Should we go in there earlier just to like sign in case there's people there? Because I do have to have it done like at the right time.
And yeah, we can go in like 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, maybe a little bit before 10 minutes because we don't know where we're going.
We're gonna get in there and Jesse's gonna be like, we have to wait so long.
Just because I was doing another glucose test, I wanted him to come. Just some people get like really nauseous afterwards. I feel okay right now. I had like a moment where I didn't feel good, but I feel okay now. But to drive home on the highway by myself, I just didn't want to do
Yeah, because this is a different location, so it's like highway all the way here. It's like 15 miles on the highway or something like that. Also, the first appointment of 3rd trimester.
True.
And first time we are getting to see, like,
An
actually
OB.
see an OB. So with all those things in mind, it was like, yeah, I definitely want to come.
Yeah, well, and he's gonna come to most of the appointments. There's a couple now when you go in, if you've ever been pregnant, it's like literally, it could be like a 5-minute appointment.
Yeah.
Could be like not worth him taking off the time for work, but his boss is pretty relaxed about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
if I keep this on, we'll keep talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll check in later. Whew. It is almost 7:30. I'm trying to I don't even remember the last time I checked in with you. Where should I even begin? So I'm in my office right now, which is, as you guys know, turning into a baby room, which is why there's literally stuff everywhere. But the first thing I want to show you is behind me. The lighting is terrible. I forgot to do this when it was still light out, so I apologize. I got this beautiful painting. It's actually like a painting that's been put on a canvas, but it is like an original. Oh God. That the artist has just put on canvas. I need to take these off. It was not cheap, but I wanted something in here to make it Harry Potter-y without being like annoyingly Harry Potter-y, you know? And this is like Hogwarts. Somebody's dog is outside barking, but it's like Harry Potter-esque, but like beautiful. And it's like somebody's original artwork. So it's pretty and I love it. So it's gonna, well, I just put it up there for now because my peony folder or photo's usually there. The nail just fell into the wall apparently. So my office is a mess. Oh, my aunt made this for the baby as well. Isn't this cute? The dog can see me outside. That's why it's barking. This is that blanket that I bought from Costco. I like legit want to buy another one just to have another one. So yeah, my office is kind of a mess. There's my camera that I should be filming on, but instead I'm using my phone. I wanted to give a little update. I'm going to do it in my room though, because that doggo is mad. Okay, then you got my doggo, who's just the weirdest
The weirdest little guy. Look at him. Daddy will be right back, I promise. Ben just ran to the grocery store that thankfully is within literal 2 minutes of our house. We need chipotles and adobo for this pinto bean soup I was supposed to make for lunch that I still haven't made yet because I forgot to buy chipotles and adobo, and it's like very necessary. Eggs and some vegan ice cream. I had like a very big drop down after the glucose test. I was just like exhausted. I think between the test and I was a little bit nervous for the appointment, I was just like exhausted, but I feel great now. I just watched YouTube for the last few hours. I did some work when I got home and then I watched YouTube. Now I'm probably gonna read a book on my Kindle. The other thing that I wanted to say, what is this? I don't know what this is. I got an email and a call from my doctor in Chicago, who is the one watching my thyroid. She lowered my medication another 25 milligrams. So now I'll be taking about 125 milligrams, which is 100 milligrams less than what the OB put me on. So that's good. But she also wants me to meet with her virtually in 5 weeks and to redo my labs in 4 weeks, because with like this bad of a plummet in my TSH and making me hyperthyroid, there's just some things like she needs to check all of my other levels because it's probably thrown off a bunch of stuff. Again, learning issue for me, which is go with my gut, even when doctors are scare tacticing me. Lesson for any of you, just go with your gut. My doctor that I work with out of Chicago told me I didn't need to move my medication. I believed the OB over her just because the OB has delivered millions of babies. But in this situation, I knew in my gut that I should not do that. And I wish I wouldn't have. I don't blame myself. I did what I was told to do by a doctor who is trained. And I told her why I was worried about doing the change. She gave me reasons as to why I shouldn't be worried about it. I trusted her. It was the wrong decision. It didn't work out the way that it should, but baby is currently healthy. I am mostly healthy, just dealing with some side effects of being over medicated. So things will work out, but I'm just really grateful that I have my doctor out of Chicago because I trust her a lot. I also really liked the OB that I met with today. So that's good as well. But anyway, so that's kind of like what's been going on tonight. We ate. Ben's been working because he took off basically 2 hours of work to come with me to my appointment. He's going to do like football stuff now. He's like does a podcast for a football company. I don't really know football. I love football. I actually know a lot about football, but I really only care about the Packers. I'm probably going to read. So I'm going to end off the vlog here. But this was a day in my life. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you stayed till the end. Let me know that. But second, let me know if you enjoyed this, kind of like seeing a full day instead of a full week in one vlog. I just feel like it'll probably still be long because I talk a lot and y'all are truly my only friends. I have no friends. It'll still probably be long, but it'll actually show you my full day, which I just feel like is better sometimes. Sometimes a week in my life, so fine. I'm gonna film a whole weekend in my life because we're going on our baby moon to the mountains this weekend. So I'll film that and that'll be like 3 days. And then, yeah, but maybe I'll film another day this week and just put up a bonus vlog, or maybe I won't. It really depends on how I'm feeling. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. I love you all and I will see you later. Bye.